Hi, this is Little Dwarf playing games while rambling incoherently into the microphone. Why? Well, just because I can. And this time I'll be playing Max Payne, first one, and it will be a blind playthrough. I never played this game. I never watched any Let's Plays of it. I do, however, have a very distinct memory from my childhood of watching my brother, my older brother, playing this game, and I remember that there was like a nightmare sequence, that the protagonist Max was having a nightmare, and I remember it was really scary to me. Like it had creepy ambient noises like crying or people shouting in pain, and it had creepy visuals like walls dripping with blood or something like that. So it has really stuck with me for like, what is it, 15 years now? Something like that. So a really long time. So that's pretty much the only memory of this game I have, apart from, of course, the superb bullet time mechanic with the jumping and when you jump, the time slows down and you have the time to aim. So it's really cool. But so yeah, I remember this game being creepy, really atmospheric, but also really cool looking in terms of action. So that's pretty much all that I know. And I'm playing it because I bought it some time ago on a sale. I have it in a box actually, like a physical copy. And one of the reasons of this channel is just, for me to chronicle me going through my collection of games, and I want to take it off the shelf, as it were, finally play it, finish it, record it, and then move it to a secondary shelf which contains all of the games I have already finished, and then move to the newer titles. So well, I actually bought it, so there's no reason not to play it. I think I will start with the tutorial, not because I'm like superbly bad at shooting games, although I'm not good by any means, but only I want to check if it's maybe like an in-game tutorial, because I think Max is a policeman, so maybe it will be like a shooting range and it'll add something to the actual experience of the game. And if not, then I'll just learn the various quirks and novelties of the gameplay. So let me see where it'll take me. Oh, so apparently, judging from this text, I wouldn't say it's a tutorial that's supposed to be actually immersive, but well, I'll play it anyway. Okay, E for use. Open the door of the van. Attack with weapons, okay. It all seems pretty self-explanatory. With the padlock, I can see. Ah, this one, okay. Launch. Yeah, so this is the thing I remember. It's really cool looking and also really satisfying when you do the side jump and then snipe a couple of guys. Okay, so I can also activate it while just standing and then presumably move normally, although I don't see why would I do that, because this is easily way cooler. And okay, so I can also roll to the sides, back as well. Okay, so F5 is quick save. No, it'll only be useful. Enemy dispenser, okay. But that's certainly not too immersive. Yeah, it's really satisfying the way combat works in this game, although it doesn't seem overly complicated, but it's still very fun to do. Oh, and it has like a slow-mo camera for presumably the last kill in the group or something. Now, the textures in this game are really strange because they seem to be actual, you know, photorealistic faces, but they are drawn onto those rather crude models. So, because it's an older game, so it has this really weird, almost uncanny valley effect. But I didn't pay attention to what I'm supposed to be doing now. Ah, okay. Subway entrance. Is there anything here? Oh, there's actually an inside. It's like a secret area or something? Ha, indeed. And I found like an Uzi or something? Oh, you can open the faucet for the water. That's really, like, in games I was always fascinated by those small details, you know, flushing the toilet or something like that. Small things, inconsequential things that you can do. Can I power up the... Yeah, it's, I was always fascinated with such things, and I remember the first time I played Gothic 1, which is one of my favorite games, I was really sort of blown out of the way by the possibility of, like, your character sitting down by the fire, you know, roasting some meat, or even smithing your own swords at the smithy. So I was always drawn to such minute details. Even though they may seem inconsequential, they really help build this, you know, atmosphere of the world. Okay, I'm actually not hurt, so I don't need to eat any painkillers. Okay, a snipe. Okay, so E to zoom, apparently. Don't see. Ah, okay, they were coming from... Oh, that's actually really cool. I didn't expect this sort of mechanic. It seems to be reminiscent of the... I mean, not reminiscent, but similar to, like, pretty modern game. Like, there is a... I think it's called Sniper Elite or something like that. The game pretty much focused on playing a sniper, and it has a mechanic exactly like that. You know, with the slow-mo and showing the bullet flying. It's really cool. Okay, so apparently that's the end of the tutorial. It wasn't overly complicated, if you ask me. I don't think there's anything else to do. I've already found one secret here, so I don't expect any more. So I think at first I wanted to present the tutorial as sort of the first episode because I thought it would be longer, but it's barely even 10 minutes, so I think I'll just exit it and you know, start the new game anyway and sort of glue it together. So now apparently it's one of those games in which you unlock further difficulty levels by completing it. I am not really a fan of that design because if I want to be killed and to have a, you know, a tough time, I should be able to, even when I'm playing the first time. And if I were free to choose a difficulty, I'd probably go for like hard, because I assume that's easy, normal, hard or something, and the hardest. So I'd probably go for a higher difficulty if I could, but apparently I can't, so let me go with the fugitive.
Stand by. 1010, investigated reported disturbance at Aesir Plaza.
10-4 dispatcher, verify address.
It's Aesir Plaza. Repeat, Aesir Plaza.
Shots fired on the rooftop. An assault in progress at Aesir Plaza. Repeat, an assault in progress. It's a war zone down here. 1085 dispatcher, need additional units. Additional units now. Officer in danger. Officer in danger.
10-5, please repeat. 10-5, all units, emergency. Officer in danger. Aesir Plaza. Repeat, Aesir Plaza, all units.
They were all dead. The final gunshot was an exclamation mark to everything that had led to this point. I released my finger from the trigger, and then it was over.
And that's a really weird face, like he was constipated or something.
To make any kind of sense of it, I need to go back 3 years. Back to the night the pain started.
Oh, so apparently that was actually the last scene from the game, and all the rest is sort
I was
of
still
a
in the force
flashback.
back then. NYPD, Manhattan, Midtown North Precinct, Hell's Kitchen.
So when are you coming to work for me, Detective Payne?
You'd make me work undercover in some hellhole. Sorry, Alex. Michelle and the baby come first. See? My last smoke. It's bad for the baby.
That's you, Max. A regular Boy Scout.
See, Alex.
Still on for poker Thursday night, right?
Like taking candy from a baby. Life was good. Sun setting on a sweet summer's day. Smell of freshly mowed lawns. Sounds of children playing. A house across the river on the Jersey side. Beautiful wife and a baby girl. The American dream come true. Honey, I'm home. But dreams have a nasty habit of going bad when you're not looking. The sun went down with practiced bravado. Twilight crawled across the sky, laden with foreboding. Michelle, honey, anybody home? I didn't like the way the show started. They'd given me the best seat in the house, front row center.
Okay, that was also really cool. The storyboard with the narration. It was kind of photorealistic, but it had like a filter on it, which gave it kind of like a dreamy quality almost. And the narration himself by Max, by Max, it's really weird because he has really a flowery turn of the phrase really for a cop. It's almost like he was, embezzling the story a little to make it sound better. I'm not sure I used the right word. What I mean is, him sort of embellishing maybe is the right. I'm not sure. Anyway, what I meant is, he's really using this flowery language, like metaphors or weird analogies, almost like he was writing a poem. But it has a unique quality, and it kind of gives the game its own feel, as it were. Okay, so nothing in the cupboard.
What the hell? Something ugly had been tattooed on the wall, a map of things to come. It was a poison syringe, a magic tag full of diabolical meanings.
So I think it's safe to assume we have been robbed at the very least, because the open drawers and stuff. Also, presumably being robbed is not the only bad thing that has happened, judging from the blood on the walls. Can I read the newspaper? No.
Listen, someone's broken into my house. Call 911.
Is this the Payne residence?
Yes, someone's broken into my house. They're still here. You have to...
Good. I'm afraid I cannot help you.
Who is this? Hello?
Yeah, that was kind of foreboding. Oh, and I have my gun. Oh, and there's a shotgun in the drawer as well. I have my pistol drawn. Really bad choice if you ask me. Come to a setting like... Also, that's Max with his wife. Like a... looks like a card of some sort. It's like a commemorative pictures from some important event or something. Because it doesn't look like a normal photo. The hero corpse. Ah, so that's Max with his friend from the shown in the beginning. Alex was his name, I think. And a newspaper clip shows they are accomplished. See? Probably shouldn't be, waiting for so long when my family is in danger, possibly dead. Yeah, I'd say they are pretty much dead.
Michelle!
Damn it. I can't enter through here.
It's coming. Freeze! NYPD, drop it!
Coming! You're gonna die!
No, please, God, no.
Okay, so that's the baby dead. Well, it's pretty heavy way to start the story, but I guess it really suits.
The flesh of fallen angels.
What? The flesh of... What did he say? Flesh of fallen angels? A really creepy phrase, if you ask me.
No,
She's dead as well.
God, no, please, Michelle. Oh, baby.
That was 3 years ago. Everything ripped apart in a New York minute. The killer junkies had been high on a previously unknown designer drug, Valkyr, V.
Oh, so that
After
was...
the funeral, I told Alex I'd be transferring to the DEA. It took us 3 long years to get a break in the Valkyr case. Then, finally, 2 months ago, a dime dropper tipped us off that Jack Lupino, a mob boss in the Punchinello crime family, was trafficking. I went undercover, infiltrated the worst mafia family in New York. I came in from the cold and the dark. Outside the city was a cruel monster. I've been slowly working my way from the small time to the big fish, trying to get to the source of the drug. Alex and BB were my only contacts in the DEA, the only ones in this decrepit city who knew I was down here.
BB here. Something urgent has come up with Jack Lupino. You need to meet with Alex immediately at the Roscoe Street station.
I hadn't had a face-to-face with Alex since I'd gone undercover. Outside, the mercury was falling fast. It was colder than the devil's heart, raining ice pitchforks as if the heavens were ready to fall. Everyone was running for shelter like there was no tomorrow. It didn't get any better when I got to the subway. The feeling hit me like a point-blank shot straight in the face. Something was not right about this. My Beretta stirred nervously under my coat, but the train doors had already shut behind me, and I was in for the ride. Next stop, Roscoe Street Station, and Alex.
Oh, the outside shot was actually where the tutorial took place. That's kind of a clever reusing of assets.
The station was drenched in gloom. Alex was a ghost, nowhere to be seen. I'd have to look for him.
Okay, so I don't think this game makes quick saves, so I mean autosaves, so I better get used to...
The gate was locked. Alex wouldn't have set up a meeting at a closed station. Something was off.
So I better get used to saving myself. Aesir. A bit closer to... Now that's interesting, because like Aesir are, I think, subset of, like it's a term from the Norse mythology. It's either a subset of giants, like they are Aesir, the sky giants, and the Vanir, some other kind, or even a subset of gods. But like I know it's a term from the Norse mythology, and there are different kinds of. As I said, there are the Aesir and the Vanir. They are the different kinds of whatever. But what's interesting is that the Valkyr drag, it's obviously like inspired by the Valkyries, which are also part of the Norse mythology. So I wonder if it's connected somehow. And there is like a big blizzard going on outside. So it has a Nordic vibe to it. Now there are some shells on the floor, so it doesn't look good because... Oh, is that blood on the newspaper? Yeah, so presumably someone was killed here. Well, I guess I'll... Oh, definitely someone was killed here. But that doesn't look like, jam, if you ask me. Yep.
Death was in the air at Roscoe Street. I'd have to find Alex fast.
Oh, some additional ammo. Oh, and again, there's a graffiti with a syringe, I think.
The pills would ease the pain.
I think I...
Wasn't Jake supposed to take care of this? He and Mickey are having too much fun taking care of the cop up there. Oh, well, what's the plan?
Simple. Gun down every mother-loving bastard that gets off the train.
Sweet. Didn't the train go already?
No idea. Let's just wait and see.
Well... Oh, a Desert Eagle. I think I'll stay with the Beretta for now, because I have much more ammo for it.
He's dead, all right.
Hey, it's me you're talking to.
Damn it, I wonder if I could have saved him or something. If I moved quicker. Usually in the games I'm really preoccupied with the safety of the NPCs. Although presumably it was like a scripted event or something. Kong Whiskey. Angels. Now that's also interesting because the guy in the beginning, in the intro, one of the guys that killed my family, I mean Max's family, was talking something about the flesh of angels or something. So I wonder if it's like connected to it, or maybe not connected in universe, but if it's supposed to, make you feel a certain way, or make a fourth world breaking connection, if not in universe. Apparently, a lot of people have gone missing. I wonder if those are like the developers or something, because it's really popular to put faces of the developers like in-game.
Yo guys, hey, we're getting around. You hear me? What is this, a joke? Hey, anybody.
Oh, I hear ya.
What the?
Remember about saving. Okay, it's probably not wise to go out on the tracks. Can get run down by the tram.
What the hell?
It's really oh, shotgun. Can I like get a drink or something? Oh, I can. Cool. I don't think I'll be using the shotgun yet. As I said, I want to maximize the
The
use.
security
for
panel
ammo.
let out a mocking cackle. I'd need the right code.
Sure,
Yeah, really.
sure. Hold it.
Again, I am really lucky he missed his shot with the shotgun. Because I'm pretty sure such a close range it wouldn't be.
While looking for Alex, I had ended up in the middle of a big-time crime operation.
Also, apparently I can dual wield Berettas. I'll take one of the big killers. Save.
Hitting Roscoe Bank ain't exactly keeping low profile.
The riskiest high seven, huh? But hell, the payoff makes it worth it.
Yo!
Okay, I wasn't really. I wasted a lot of ammo by trying to shoot through the bars
The
here.
gate was locked. I would have to find another way to get to the tunnel.
But at least I have cleared a couple of enemies. Presumably, it would make it easier later. Oops. Need to do that, sorry.
The power to the rail had been cut. I'd have to get it back on to get the train moving.
Kiss it goodbye.
Oh, so there's a
Save me,
guard
man.
alive.
What's going on here?
A massacre. These armed thugs just appeared from nowhere. We need to get help. I can make the call from the control room one floor up. Can you take me there?
Sure, sounds good. Follow me.
Yeah, I needed to get in there anyway. There was less like a blocked passage for which you needed the security code. Assume this guy knows it. Are you coming?
Home free. This way. Hey, look out!
Yeah, that probably wasn't the wisest idea to just go barging in there. Fortunate that the door, didn't close themselves permanently after. That would be rather anticlimactic, saving him just for him to put in the code, then die, and the door would close again. Okay, I thought those are painkillers, but apparently cans of something. So that's probably the control cord powering the line with the train. Not sure if you can see camera. So I think I need to backtrack slightly.
The train lit up like a Christmas tree. The power was back on. So much for being subtle.
Actually, that makes me wonder, like, how complicated is it to operate a train? Like, because I doubt it's only like a single lever for forward. So there has to be more to that. So, because I don't think Max is like trained in this. He was just winging it. So, and we didn't get that far, to be honest. So. Maybe that's, even if it isn't easy, then it isn't to say that we made such a good job of it, but it just makes me wonder. Okay, I was thinking I was here before. There were a couple of bodies lying in here already.
The rusty door led to an abandoned part of the station, closed off since the early 40s. Something big was going down in Roscoe Street. Maybe that's why Alex had wanted to meet me here. Maybe not. One way or the other, I was gonna find out.
Well, I think it's actually a decent point to stop this first introductory episode. So I'll save. It'll also provide me the opportunity to, check the audio levels in the recording and all that, because in my previous series, I had often made a mistake of, running a couple of hours, like 5 hours, 6 hours playing session, only to later find out that, for example, the music was too loud or too quiet, or the dialogue was not recording properly or something. So I'll check that and hopefully adjust if there's anything wrong. But in the meantime, see you in the next one. Bye.